Hello everyone. Last time we had discussed chapter number 2, physical and chemical changes, the introduction part, different types of changes, and in detail regarding the physical changes. Now our today's topic in this video it is chemical changes. Now first of all, what are chemical changes? The changes which involve the formation of new substance, in which a new substance is formed and that substance has different chemical composition. Different chemical composition of the newly formed substance is there. Its physical state might have changed or it might not have changed, but the chemical composition is totally different from the initial substances. Then chemical changes are permanent changes and these are also the irreversible changes. Okay. So definition of chemical changes, what are chemical changes? The changes which involve the formation of a new substance and the substance formed has different chemical composition. Then the change of chemical, that is permanent change, and this change cannot be reversed even by reversing the conditions. Okay, so different examples are here that we have to study and how they are categorized in this chemical change that we have to discuss here. So first of all, journal particular example, that is burning. We know burning, it's very common. Burning of different fuels like petrol, diesel, or other particular fuels like LPG, CNG, or burning of wood, coal, etc. They all are burnt in a view to produce heat and energy, so that with the help of that heat or that energy some work is carried out. Now when coal burns, what happens? When coal burns, there is formation of carbon dioxide. Along with that, coal gives carbon dioxide. When coal is burned, coal is in the form of carbon. So when coal burns, there is formation of carbon dioxide along with the heat. Now, if we want to recover again back this particular carbon and oxygen, so this is not possible. From carbon dioxide, we cannot again get back the same particular reactants. So the type of change which is irreversible, that is the chemical change. Another, like LPG in home we use for cooking purpose, the burner that is lighted and after that it produces heat that is used to cook. So LPG, it is nothing but butane. Maximum amount of butane is there and butane is having formula C4H10. When butane burns, there is formation of carbon dioxide along with water vapor is given out and along with heat is given. Now this one is also a chemical change. Again, these two substances cannot give back these initial substances. So this one is also included in the chemical change category. Next one, burning of different fuels like petrol, diesel, they also produce different type of product and those products are also not particularly converted back into their initial reactants. So all these particular burning of substances that involves the chemical change. Another very important one, alcohol. Alcohol, it is also used for consumption purpose. It can be used in the laboratory for different types of organic reactions, but when alcohol is burnt, it produces again what? Carbon dioxide along with water vapor along with heat. So again alcohol cannot give back this one. This is not possible. The forward reaction is there but the backward reaction will not happen. So this is a chemical change. Means change is permanent here. It is not reversed. Okay. Clear? Then next one. Next one, it is the digestion of food. Digestion of food, we know it occurs in our body. So digestion of food, once the food is digested, the digested food again cannot be converted back into the original food, into the raw food. So this is also a particular what chemical change. Then next one, it is curdling of milk. Curdling of milk, it is converted to the curd with the use of either lemon juice, or you can all add small amount of curd. Then after some time, if the milk which contains lemon juice or some small amount of curd or buttermilk, if it is kept, then curd is found. Now if we want to recover milk from curd, it is not possible again. So again this one, it is a particular chemical change. Why the chemical change is always permanent, why it is not reversible? The reason behind that this new formed substance, this one, it is having different chemical composition. Their physical state is also changed in some cases, but in all the cases which involve the change in the chemical composition, they are known as chemical changes. That's why those processes, they are not reversible in nature. Okay. Then curdling of milk discussed. Next one is photosynthesis. Photosynthesis, we know photosynthesis is a process which green plants perform to prepare their food. In the photosynthesis, what is there? Carbon dioxide is used by the plants, along with water is used, and this leads to the formation of glucose, along with oxygen is given out, along with water is also given out. You can balance the reaction. This is like this way, and this one is new product, this one, these two are the reactants. Again, they cannot be converted back. Okay, so why? Reason is same. The change in chemical composition is here, this side chemical composition is different. After that, next example is the fermentation. Fermentation, it is also a chemical process. How it is chemical process? In the fermentation, there is production of alcohol by some bacteria from the food. On food, bacteria act, and that bacteria produce alcohol along with energy. And this process, it occurs in the absence of oxygen. So formation of a new substance which is having new chemical composition or different chemical composition, this is also a chemical process. Okay, fermentation also occurs during the formation of lactic acid in our body, when sometimes we perform a lot of strenuous activity. So sometimes what happens, if we have to walk for a long distance, so for a short period of time we can walk, but as the walking or as that particular process continues, our muscles, they get tired, we feel fatigue, and in our body there is the loss of oxygen. So during that time, what happens, the stored food inside our body, that breaks down in the absence of oxygen, and that leads to the formation of lactic acid, along with energy is given out. So sometimes when we walk a long distance, or sometimes one day if we perform some sort of exercise which in our daily routine we are not performing, so we feel tired the next day. Why? This is so because of the formation of lactic acid. So that also comes under this fermentation or anaerobic respiration. The next example is respiration. Respiration, it is the process which occurs in all the living organisms, and in this process what is there, food which we consume, that is broken down in the presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide, along with energy is given out, or water is also formed. So again same, food, it could be in the glucose form. So glucose breaks down in the presence of oxygen to form carbon dioxide and water, along with energy is given out. So this one is also a chemical process because new different substances are getting formed here. Okay. So these were some examples of the chemical changes. One more example is given in your book, like burning of paper or charring of sugar. Charring of sugar. Charring of sugar means burning of sugar. Sugar crystals you know very well. So when sugar crystals they are burnt, there is formation of a blackened mass. So from that particular blackened mass is nothing but simple carbon or charcoal also you can call. When the blackened mass is formed, if you want to recover again back this sugar, there is no way to get that one. So this also comes under this particular chemical change. Okay. So these were some examples you have to keep in mind. The process which is irreversible, which is permanent, and in which the chemical composition of the substance is changed. That process we call as chemical change. Different examples they occur around us, like burning of different substances, different fuels, then photosynthesis, respiration, fermentation, charring of sugar, and here one more we discussed, that is the particular curdling of milk and digestion of food. Here it is rusting of iron. Rusting of iron, you know that when iron objects they are not painted or not coated with any other substance, they often catch the rust, and slowly that particular object that gets destroyed or it gets decomposed. Now how the rusting takes place? Rusting that takes place in the presence of moisture and it takes place in the presence of oxygen. If a particular object is kept in a closed container and that object is noticed with the other one placed in the open air, so the object placed in a closed container that doesn't catch the rust. Why? Because there is absence of moisture inside or there may be absence of oxygen. Now when iron objects they get rusted, there is formation of a, first of all in the beginning, formation of a dark brown coating, and after that the upper layer slowly gets consumed. When it gets consumed, there is formation of this particular rust. Now if you want to again recover the metal, it's not possible. So this also comes under the chemical change. Now our next topic is law of conservation of matter. In our previous first chapter we discussed this law also. So same we have to discuss here, but we can take some other example. Here we know whenever any chemical process occurs, there are two substances. One are called the reactants and the other formed they are known as products. Whenever any change occurs, either it is physical change or it is chemical change, the mass of reactants that is always equal to the mass of the product. There is no increase or decrease in the mass. This is the fixed, or this is certain, we can say. This is certain. Neither mass of reactant can increase nor the mass of product can increase or decrease if total mass is calculated. This could be explained using a very simple example. Suppose if we burn a piece of paper, if a piece of paper is burned, so paper contains carbon. When it burns, it combines with oxygen to form carbon dioxide. Now if the mass of these two is calculated, suppose the mass comes out to be 10 gram. Then on calculating the mass of carbon dioxide formed, that also will be equal to 10 grams. So this is the law of conservation, means mass will not change, the mass remains fixed here. Clear? Either you will carry out any particular process, the mass, it could be converted, or the matter could be converted from one form to another, but the overall mass that will remain the same. Okay. So next is our comparison between physical and chemical changes. So here we had studied that physical changes, they are temporary, chemical changes, they are permanent. That change is always permanent. Physical changes are reversible, they can be reversed by reversing the conditions, while chemical changes, they are irreversible. Then in physical changes there is only change in state, no new substances are formed. But in chemical change, new substances are formed. Then physical change, it obeys the law of conservation of matter or mass, while this particular is also obeyed by the chemical change. So these all four you have to keep in mind, and the examples but we had studied, that also you need to keep in mind. Then next, okay, so our next topic is, can physical and chemical changes occur together? Can they occur? Yes, it's possible. So this is explained by using a simple example with the help of candle. We know candle, when it is lighted, it starts burning. Slowly and slowly it gets consumed. Over a period of time, it gets consumed. So what is there? We know candle is solid in state. Wax, it is made up of wax, which is solid in state. And this one, it is known as wick. Wick means batti jehdi hundi hai. And this one is a flame. Now burning, it takes place in the presence of oxygen. This particular wax is nothing but a hydrocarbon. Hydrocarbon, compound of carbon and hydrogen, you can call it. When it burns, there is formation of carbon dioxide, along with water vapor is given, and along with heat is given. Now this first process is, which occurs during burning of candle, it involves the formation of new substance, and those new substances, they are not converted back. Can you recover this small particular part which has been left from this candle? Or if candle completely burns, can you recover again back that candle? No, it's not possible. Why? Because new substances have been formed and their chemical composition is different, and we cannot alter their chemical composition easily. Okay. Now this one is chemical change. What is the another change that is occurring here? Another change is when wax starts burning. So earlier what is there? Wax is in the solid form. But as it burns with the heat produced, the solid wax starts converting into the liquid. So change of solid wax to liquid wax, that is which change? It is a physical change. So this one is physical, and the above one, it is chemical. So within one particular substance, both the changes, they are occurring. First one is the formation of carbon dioxide and water, and another one is change of solid to the liquid state, that is wax is formed from the solid. Okay, so this is a change. Many more examples are there. You need to read your chapter very thoroughly, and this particular video also you need to watch it very carefully. Okay, thank you for your valuable time.